Okay, well we're actually going to be talking about immigration today. But instead of talking about Ellis Island and what happened to the immigrants after they came here, we're going to talk about why the immigrants wanted to come. So we're going to start with a couple questions, and I want you guys to write your answers onto your paper, okay? So the first question will probably be a little easy since you guys are learning about it, but it is, what is immigration? So in your own words, go ahead and write down in maybe one sentence or two sentences what you think immigration is. The next question is, why is immigration important to learn about? Do any of you guys know why we should learn about immigration? Why is it important? If you have an idea, go ahead and write it down. If not, just think about it for a minute. Why should we learn about immigration? Okay, let's go ahead and share. So does anybody want to give their definition of what immigration is? That's right, it's moving from a different country. Very good. Does anybody have an answer for why why it is important for us to learn about immigration? Anybody have a definition? Yeah, that's important. It's good for us to know the history of America and about why people came here. Yes, Troy.
So if we
Oh, it's good for us to know. Never want to move anywhere. Okay, Charles. That's good. Okay. So immigration is important for us to know about because that's how we all got here, right? We all came from somewhere else, didn't we?
I was born.
Well, some of us were born here, but what about our ancestors? They may have moved from other places of the world. But it is important because, hold on a second, okay, because that is how we all came together, and that's what forms our nation. It's from all the people who immigrated here from all different areas of the world. So we're going to talk about why people came to America in the 1800s. About 30 million people moved from Europe to America. 30 million! That's about the same amount of people who are in Texas right now. Can you imagine if all of Texas moved to a different country? That's about as many people that moved to America in the 1800s. That was a large amount. First, we're going to be talking about push factors and pull factors. Push factors are things that make somebody want to move out of their country. It's like they're pushing them out of there. They don't want to be there anymore. And pull factors are things that make a person want to move into a new country. So it's pulling them in. They're saying, oh, I want to go there. So those are what push and pull factors are. So first we're going to talk about Irish people. They are one of the largest groups of people who moved to America during the 1800s. Does anybody know why the Irish wanted to move to America? Yes, Michelle. For freedom? That's a very good reason to move.
Yeah.
That is actually a really big reason why people wanted to move. One of the major reasons that the Irish wanted to move to America is because there was a large famine. There was a potato famine. So people were growing these crops and they were bad and they weren't able to eat the crops. And so then the people were starving and they weren't able to sell their crops, so they weren't able to buy those supplies that they needed. And so a lot of people, they heard about America and they said, wow, America has a lot of land where we can grow good crops and so we can have food and supplies and all the things we need. So what do you think was the push factor for the Irish people? Yes, Charles? Just the push factor. It wasn't good for the people. Do any of you girls know what a pull factor would be? Why would they want to go into America? Lots of land and then grow crops. Very good. Next group of people we're going to talk about is the Germans. The Germans was another large group that moved to America during the 1800s. One major reason the Germans wanted to move is because in Europe there was an industrial revolution. Does that sound familiar to any of you guys? Industrial revolution? We just learned about that, didn't we? About all the new inventions that were being made. Well, those inventions and the machines that were being made were taking the jobs of a lot of people. And so a lot of Germans were losing their jobs because people didn't need somebody to do the work anymore. They could just make a machine to do the work. Another reason was that the Germans, they didn't have a lot of freedom, and they wanted to have more rights. What does that mean to have more rights? Okay, go ahead, Troy. Freedom of religion, that's right. Yes, Tyler. No slavery, that's right. There's no slavery in America. Yes, Charles.
So they started the happiness and the great right to vote.
Very good. We have a lot of rights, and we're able to do a lot more things than the people in Germany were back then. So they wanted to move to America, where they would have a lot more freedom to do the things they wanted to do. Okay, so let's talk about the push factor. What was the push factor? What made people want to leave Germany? What was that kind of thing? The revolution, the industrial revolution, that's right. The machines were taking people's jobs. And one more thing. That they, yes, Charles. That's right. They didn't have as many rights as they wanted. So what was the pull factor for why they wanted to move to America? Right, that's right. So the last group we're going to be talking about is the Italians.
What things outside of
Italians moved to America in the later 1800s. And the main reason why they wanted to was because they were going through a lot of poverty. Does anyone know what poverty is?
you know how they're weak.
Yes, Charles?
Sickness and dying, which kind of meant that
That's right. They were getting sick because they were very poor and they didn't have the things they needed. So that's why the Italians wanted to move to America, is because there was many more jobs available for them to work and make money and make their way out of poverty. Okay. So what are some push factors that we talked about for the Italians? What was it that they were suffering? They didn't have a lot of money. That's right, they didn't have a lot of money. And then a pull factor, why did they want to come to America? Yes, Joey? That's right, there were a lot more job opportunities for them. Guys, so let's just review really quick. So the Irish people, they wanted to move because there was a potato famine. The German people wanted to move so that they could have more rights, and also they needed more jobs. And then the Irish people wanted to move so that they could get out of poverty and have an opportunity to make money. Or, thank you for correcting me. That's right, it is the Italian. Okay, so we're going to have a little activity. And what we're going to do is I'm going to pass out these sticky notes, and they have a topic on them. And you guys get to choose with your topic that you have why you have that topic. And then, oh, you can draw on it if you would like to. That's actually okay. And then we're going to decide if it's a push factor or a pull factor. So I'm going to go first, and then we're going to go in a circle, okay? So Troy will go next, then Charles, and then Joanna. Okay, so I have land of opportunity. And I think we have land of opportunity. I think this is about America. And that's because America offered a lot of opportunities for people, such as jobs and land and freedom. Explain to everybody what you have, Troy.
I have potato.
That's very good. That's actually a push factor, though, because it's pushing the people away from Ireland because they do not want to go to potato famine. Very
I
good.
thought that was pulling.
Pooling is when it's something that's in America that makes people see it and they want to go there. See? And then push is something they don't want to be in, like a potato famine. That's right. In America, there was a lot of land for farming, so that would be a pool factor. Okay, so what do you have, Joanna? No jobs and no freedom. Okay, so what do you think that is? Do you think that's a push factor or a pull factor? Let's push. Very good. Yeah, that's right.
How much a car costs.
Okay, go ahead. Freedom. Who had a lot of freedom?
Then it became 300.
But that would be a pull factor. People wanted more freedom that America offered. Okay, Tyler, go ahead.
How many ancestors were
Poverty was okay, is that a pull factor or a push factor? Push. And who had to deal with with a lot of poverty and sickness. Do you guys remember what group of people we talked about that had to deal with that? Do you remember, Tyler? People who had poverty and sickness. Very good. We have opportunities, farming, and freedom. Very good, guys. So Charles mentioned something earlier that was important, and that is that a lot of people came for a lot of different reasons. Like you mentioned the Russians, right, Charles? So it wasn't just the people we talked about today that moved to America. It wasn't just Italians and Irishmen, Germans. It was also people from England and Russia and even Asia. A lot of people came to America, had a lot of stuff to offer them.
It's a really.
Okay, bye guys. Oh, can I have your show, please? Thank you.